That's undisputed because I'm undisputed.
All right. What's up, everybody? You are listening and watching a brand new episode of the Mixed Tag Show. What is good? It is your girl.
Miss Jenny, baby.
It is
and it's also your boy.
Blue Magic Grind, or formerly known as It's Simply Blue. That didn't work out well, so yeah.
Formerly known as.
Formerly known as.
What's going on?
It's Simply Blue. Formerly known as It's Simply Blue. Formerly known as It's Blue Magic Grind, which is what he is. I'm doing well. What's up? How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I won my first sneakers on the sneakers app this weekend. Got my first dub.
Good for you.
So I'm very excited. I wasn't even expecting it. I forgot you can do it. Can't do it on the other hand. So you quickly give up on it. Like, nope. All right, cool. Let's go.
Nope, it's not for you to do.
But yeah, so like, I've put a reminder. I seen it during the week and I forgot completely about it. And then I was at work and I got the sneakers notification like, boop, boop. I'm like, what's this? I was middle working. So I'm like, all right, let me just go ahead and push my information in. And it's like, you won. I'm like, oh, which one did I win? You got them. I'm like, oh, that's what I actually really wanted. So now I gotta get the PSG kit to go with it for this honeymoon that we'll be showing out at.
Wait, I thought it was a surprise.
No, she know we going on the honeymoon. She doesn't know where we going.
Oh, okay. I was about to say you out here. Right. Yeah, good for you though, because I woke up. I don't know. This past week, I've been waking up at 10.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting in my last set of days that I'm free, because this whole 14-month we were kind of quarantined at home or worked on and off weeks. So now I have to get back to work full time. Fortunately and unfortunately, because I'm grateful that I have my job, but still, yeah. But I woke up. The point I was making was I woke up at like 10:30, and I see mad notifications from Twitter.
You didn't. You wake up to like 11.
I woke up at 10:30.
I called you when you woke up.
I woke up at 10:30.
Okay.
I woke up at 10:30. Woke up at 11. I woke up at 10:30, and yeah, I saw that there was like mad surprise drops with the ones and all that, but I already have those, so it didn't care. Actually, look at these sneakers.
Oh, is it the Yeah, I saw you post those. That's the towel. That's the towel from
South Park.
Is it South Park? Yeah. That's always high.
Yeah, and then when you go into the sunlight, his eyes turn red.
Only right.
Like if he was smoking that ganja. And then apparently someone told me, because there's little pouches in here, because there's like a keychain was in here.
Right.
And then someone was like, oh, that's like a stash pocket. I was like, oh, I don't smoke.
That's fire.
Right? So if
Where'd you get those from?
So these are Adidas, right? And I didn't I tried everywhere, but hype beasts and resellers want to buy everything, so I had to pay resale for it. Yeah. It wasn't too crazy, but still, I really wanted them. I mean, yeah, it's blue, right? The crazy thing was that I had placed a bid on these, and someone kept placing a higher bid, so I was like, all right, whatever. And then I thought I got them from somewhere else, but that person told me otherwise. And then they was like, oh, your bid has been accepted. And I was like, oh.
He probably ass betting.
No, it was the same that I bid that I put in previously, but it just got accepted. I don't know how that shit works on StockX, but nonetheless, I have them, and these are my last pair of sneakers for a while. Even though there's some that I'm really interested that are coming out, but because I OD'd.
This last couple
Yeah,
of months, I saw with these last couple of months, you had like what 24 sneakers?
14.
Oh, okay. I thought
14.
I heard 24. All right, but
Nope.
yes.
Still a lot nonetheless. So yeah, we're gonna
I'll be there
chill
one day.
out.
I'll be there one day.
Yeah, I know you will. It's fine. I get it. But yeah, I'm gonna chill out. Anywho, so yeah, anything outside of what we just discussed going on with you, son?
No,
You
chilling.
know, definitely. We have to shout out to the wrestling realm. Brian H. and Dwayne Allen for stopping by last week. It was a very
Definitely.
spirited conversation about Backlash. Sorry, WrestleMania Backlash. Fuck.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It was
No,
a
it
cool
was dope having
conversation.
them. It's dope having them on,
Mm-hmm.
and now I think that it's something that we're gonna do now is like do recaps after the pay-per-views live on our Twitch. So if you haven't already, subscribe to our Twitch, the Mixed Tag Show, and get some of this recap going. And also, we had the War Council this past week for the fantasy
Yes,
draft. Um,
that was
um,
very fun. We're gonna
that
post
was
the.
very fun. Shout out to all the
We're gonna
teams,
post
man.
the.
The
Yeah.
Bloodline, Main Event Mafia, those wrestling girls. Unfortunately,
Mike,
wasn't able to join us this week.
aka
And,
Mike and Ike, Main Event Mafia, aka Mike and Ike.
and
Uh,
also, I feel like I'm missing somebody. Jabba
the job.
Tears.
Shout out to
Janelle
them as
came in and
well.
out.
I guess the trade that were proposed was blasphemous, but yeah, shout out to us because we're gonna post in a few the update in regards to scoring. But shout out to us.
Yeah, we're in the lead, man. I don't know what she's doing with her hands, but we're in the lead. we do.
I'm just being like, yo, we're in the lead, son.
We had our strategy put together. We also picked up my homegirl Tamina. Know what I mean? She got that dub. She got the tag team titles. Know what I mean? Holding it down.
Freaking natty though. This past crazy because SmackDown started off completely different, which now I get. We will discuss in regards to that later on in the show, but they started off different. Freaking natty took the pin. I'm like, come on, son. We just picked up Tamina.
Right. It'll cost us a match. I never
Right.
trusted her anyway.
We
Mind you, what shirt I have on.
Right. Well, it's not specifically her, right? So,
but you're a family, family.
It's family, but yeah, we started off the show promo. Like I'm like, look at this, 2021. Tamina Snuka got a freaking, getting it in, and Natty gonna take the L. Like, come on, son.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, shout out to everybody that helped. I guess we're on a couple of shows that we did this past week, and like you said, we're definitely llooking forward to doing more collabo shows and just more content. So it's very exciting this spring summer. Very excited.
You want to start off hot, or you want to start off kind of like,
I don't know. I'll follow your lead.
Nah, I'm saying though, if you want to start off hot, we could talk about what happened, what everybody's talking about. If you want to hold off to the end, you know what I mean? We can, we can find something else to talk about for now until we go hot. You know what I mean?
You want to talk about live shows are coming back July 16th.
Okay, we can start with that.
Okay.
How you feel about that? Like, you already know how I feel.
I'm very excited. I'm vaccinated. Things are opening up. I know specifically out here in our area, like the tri-state area, numbers are drastically going down. So it's just like the restrictions are coming undone. So it's very exciting. I'm a little disappointed because I would love to go to Money in the Bank.
Did you have a prior engagement?
I have a prior engagement to go to. I'll be in Vegas. 1, 2. I'm hoping SummerSlam isn't in Vegas because that's like too. Because going to Vegas, especially since we're on the East Coast, is a very can be a very expensive trip. Maybe not because it won't be in July. It would be August. So I'm holding out hope that SummerSlam isn't in Vegas this year, but we'll see.
So you're going to SummerSlam?
I want to. I mean, like, come on, it's SummerSlam. And again, we've been restricted this all this time. So just to really get back into the flow of things is really exciting. So
Yeah,
that's the goal.
yeah. I mean, the fans are coming back. It's cool. You already know how I feel. Like, to me, I'm watching everything. I think it's like more like everybody's just more. I feel like as a country, not to take it off wrestling, but I feel like as a country, the country's just not trying to lose money again.
You're breaking up a little. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I was saying, like, as a country, I feel like they're just not trying to lose money again. Like, they lost a lot of money last summer because of this pandemic, and I feel like that's why they're pushing the vax to make sure that everybody's ready to go out. And a lot of people are not vaccinated, and that's a concern for me.
I mean, a lot of people are not. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are not vaccinated, and this is. I don't want to go too off topic with in regards to. Well, it's not off topic, but I don't want to go focus too much on vaccinations. But I just feel like at the end of the day, you can control the controllable, right? You're vaccinated. You're not going to be unless it's outdoors. I mean, you're not going to sit here and not have a mask. I know the CDC was all like, oh yeah, if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask.
Nah, that deposit hit. I ain't trusting that.
Yeah, so it's just at the end of the day, it's like I'm still going to carry a mask. I'm a little more lenient. Like, for example, when I go outside, I walk my dogs. I don't have a mask because there's no one out and about like near me. But I'm still going to be cautious enough to wear a mask. And listen, Mania went off without a hitch. So I just see that the trend continued in the right direction. You see other sporting events. You have vaccinated sections, or just it's just been going pretty well. So I don't think they should go full blown and like, hey, let's have 100,000 people in one spot. But I'm excited. You saying a lot of people aren't vaccinated, but a lot of people are vaccinated. So all you can do is control the controllable.
I'm interested to see how, like, we was talking about the Knicks game that's gonna what happened, and they have boxes for just vaccinated people, and you have to show proof that you're vaccinated. I want to see how they approach that aspect of it. If they could find a better way to do that, I'm all for it. I'm like, yo, I'm with it.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to think about it. With a box for vaccinated people, it's just like, yeah, even though you have a vaccinated section, you're still in an arena, and if there's people that aren't vaccinated, you know what I mean? It's still in a closed environment. So I don't necessarily think having a vaccinated section is like the magic trick. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think you can control the controllable. If you're vaccinated and continue to have your mask and be smart when you should have a mask on or shouldn't have a mask on. At this point, having a mask is going to be like a forever thing for me, just because we saw outside of COVID, we saw that like flu numbers and stuff like that, less people got sick because people were carrying masks, right? So it's just like, for me, moving forward, that's just going to be a thing. So if you can control the controllable, so I feel you.
I feel you on that. But they also, but this us going back to live, also brings in Mr. John Cena coming back. They need them numbers back at Fox. Fox is like,
we should definitely see. I would expect like really big shows coming back, like not shows, like really like a spectacle, right? Just to get, like you said, the numbers in and everything like that, and just the excitement back. So yeah, for sure.
But
how do you feel about that?
But like you said, Fox brought up an interesting point. If John Cena comes back, even as part-time, you feel like he's gonna break Ric Flair's record with 17 title wins?
I think he should. I mean, there was a time where I was like, nah, F that, but this, that, and third. I'm not a Ric Flair fan. I'm just like, I've never been, so but I was, at a time, I wasn't a Cena fan either, so I was just like, that's a record that held up or whatever. But I don't want to say it's sorely missed, because it's been quite a few years, and now like you have younger fans that may not even remember John Cena. As crazy as that may sound, and you just haven't, and just people that have gravitated to other superstars. So it's not, in that sense, I don't think John Cena is necessarily needed in that sense. But I realize what he's done for wrestling. Like when I look back and just, he's one of the best superstars ever, and that's crazy that I'm actually like admitting that. But I can see, and appreciate what he's done, like his body of work. So I think absolutely. And at one point he was holding it down. Like I'm looking at it now, and there's no actual clear cut face of the company, right? You have multiple people, whether it's Roman,
Right.
Sasha, Drew, like people like that. But there's no clear cut face of the company, and Cena was that for many, 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 many years. So, yeah, he should definitely be rewarded in that sense. So I would like to see one more run just to beat that record for sure. I just feel that you can appreciate he's held down like the face of the company like title for like many, many years, and I think you can definitely just you can appreciate that, and he should be honored in that sense by getting that 17th title reign. And when you think about it, because we definitely had this conversation, not necessarily for the Universal title, it was for the WWE Championship, but it applies as well. We don't know who's up next really to challenge Roman for the Universal title. That's if you're saying Cena comes back the 16th, you can that's a good SummerSlam match. That's a good SummerSlam match.
But I feel
Main
like
event,
this. But I feel like this is like the same repeated formula that we've seen in the past when The Rock came back and then he beat Cena and Cena complained. And then for Cena to come around and beat Rock a year later, it did nothing for the title, to be honest. It did nothing for Cena, to be honest. And it's just like,
no. Well, no, not necessarily. I mean, first of all, the dynamics are different in the sense of Roman is not Cena when The Rock challenged him, right? It was just two icons facing each other, right? And with this, Roman is built like he's unstoppable, and at this point I can't really see anyone that can challenge Roman. And then you're saying it's the old formula, but when we was discussing the WrestleMania Backlash recap, you were saying Bobby versus Brock. So in that sense, that's the
but
same old
that's
same
no,
old with bringing Brock back. So why
no,
can't
but here's the
Cena and
thing.
Roman face each other?
Here's the thing with Brock coming back, it's for Bobby Lashley to win. Your formula is saying for Roman to lose to Cena because you'll see somebody else like dethroning him.
Correct.
For me, it's like Brock beating. First of all, Brock and Bobby had this like written in the stars 15 years ago. So this kind of like
Yes,
coming
but the
around
same thing.
again. This never was written in the stars for no Roman and Cena. They've faced each other multiple times already.
They Yeah, but the last time they faced each other, it was like it wasn't even at a big pay-per-view, right? So I always felt that was a very premature feud, and I'm like, why is this happening in that sense? But now the dynamics are much different. Roman is a monster heel at this particular moment. He's unstoppable. What better person than Cena to beat and get his 17th title? I think that's a
When it
very
comes to
for SummerSlam. Think about the everything that we just discussed. Live crowds are coming back. They're going to make this huge. Like it's not going to be one of those lackluster cards. They're
I
going to
understand
go
that,
all out. And
but
then listen, Cena. The thing is with Cena. Cena put at this point in his career, he's gonna put over someone else too. So maybe that leads to we don't know what that leads to.
first of all, I find it very awkward that I am rooting for Roman to win a match in general. But and
That was my way of the
but like
switcheroo.
but I feel like Roman should just to me I feel like Roman can win that SummerSlam. I understand SummerSlam is gonna be a spectacular situation, and I'm not taking nothing away from that. I just feel like honestly, for Roman to lose to Cena, who's been gone for like over a year, doing all this TV stuff, and then him like I don't see it happening. I don't really want it to happen. Um,
I don't think I don't think
I
I don't
prefer
think anybody would be. Go ahead.
I prefer it to be somebody that nobody's seen coming. And also on top of that, it's just like when it comes to records, right? I prefer when it happens like with Foss, like you know how Cena's stuck at 16, Randy stuck at like 14, so if Randy get to 16 and can't break, you know what I'm saying, like can't go over the hump, and then maybe let the next superstar third or fourth, whether it be Randy Orton or whoever, outside of Charlotte, actually go over that hump. So I like these false, like I'm here, I can't get to it, because I think like Triple H has like 15 or something like that, and he can't get over that 15 mark. You know what I mean? I feel like that creates more for the record as opposed to the first person that got so close goes over. Like it's okay to tie with Ric Flair. That's a great accomplishment, I think.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it's not a great or bad accomplishment, but I'm saying in the sense of it's been like that for years. 1, 2, he hasn't been able to get over the hump, and again, it goes back to the last point I'm going to make in honoring someone that held down the title of being the face of the company for so many years. And it's just like, again, SummerSlam, live crowds are back. It's a big match. There's no one that's really has been built up to face Roman or beat Roman. I think Cena is a actual formidable challenger, and it kind of goes with this. It's kind of irrelevant, but not relevant. Just look at this past week's episode of SmackDown. These are the overnight numbers, but apparently
before you go to that, Cena winning the title to break the record to go to 17. Does that hurt his legacy if he doesn't do it?
No, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt it, but it also it doesn't hurt it, but it also elevates it. Like, damn, you did this. You absolutely. It's kind of like
he doesn't need
the Yankees
it.
have 27 world champ. The Yankees have 27 world championships. In that grand scheme of things, the Yankees don't need to win another championship. It doesn't hurt their legacy as a team.
That's different.
No, it's not. It's literally the same thing. It's literally the same thing. The point that you're trying to make. You just a Cena hater. I can't believe I'm even defending and also a Roman hater. So you just not happy. You can never. When they talk about wrestling fans can't be happy, it's you.
Nah,
I
just said I want Roman to win. Go ahead.
The point I'm trying to make or tie in, SmackDown, we already know how it is with Raw, but SmackDown's numbers, I believe, this past weekend, I don't know if that has to update, but the overnight numbers was only 1.84 million people watched. Now, I don't know if that had to do because of the fucking tournament, the playing game that the Warriors lost.
That game was crazy. Draymond lost that for us.
Whatever. I remember that. No, there was a lot of things. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into it because I'm already here. There was what did Draymond? No, because we have to wrap this up.
That layup that when Steph Curry gave him an open lane layup, and he did that floater that didn't even hit rim.
Yeah, but there was mad people in
it wasn't
in front of the room.
There was 3 on Steph. That's why Steph passed it, and he only had to worry about 2 people that was in the paint. Either get dish it off to an extra pass or hit it off a bank shot.
All right.
It made me mad. It made me very mad as a basketball fan.
Well, as a Warriors fan, I had to drink a couple glasses of wine. Anywho, the point I was trying to make was I don't know if it had to do because of the basketball game or what, but you notice SmackDown had changed their format. Normally they start off with Roman and it's trickled here and there, sprinkled here and throughout the show is Roman and the whole storyline. They wound up starting the show off differently with all the champions, and Roman showed up at the 9:00 hour, I'm assuming to compete with the NBA game.
Right.
Needless to say, the overall that didn't help. The overall numbers or overnight numbers was 1.84. So again, all this brings in the situation with live crowds and Cena and this and them coming back. They're gonna do this they're gonna do it real big. And I think it would be a mistake if you don't have Cena try to especially in these next couple of weeks, have him challenge Roman.
I mean, they even had Aleister Black return to try to pop the numbers. I feel like he came back with like a glass eye. Somebody said he stole it from Kane.
I don't know. They're trying to give him this dark, sinister look, and they're gonna have to build up. Alistair too, man, because someone who has so much promise, you know, in NXT and on coming onto the main roster, they messed him up. And I
Fumbled the
remember
ball.
reports of them saying like they fumbled the ball, and it was just like I remember reports saying they didn't know what to do with him, and it was just like, but I think that's one he was over with the crowd, especially with his finisher. Like it's just
Right.
easy
Great
person to
camera work
push,
this week, by the way.
right?
I seen the image on Twitter with the camera work they did with his black mask when he hit it on Biggie. Did you see that? Did you see that on Twitter?
I missed it. What did they do?
Like the camera angle was from like the ring post, like this side ring post. When hit the black mask, it was like a zoom out from the other one. It made it look so cool. Like it really it made it really, like they delivered on that one. I gotta give them that. But yeah, they trying it.
Well, listen, if that's how if they're doing that, you know, it seems like they're all in this gimmick and really pushing him. So we'll see if they're doing all of
Hopefully
that
this
to
is the
make
one for
him
it.
look like it, to make the move look badass.
Overall, I think the like you said, the numbers was more so because even like think about it, the night of like now you're celebrating your champions during the tournament for the championship, like like those random night to celebrate champions. Like they should
Yeah,
did that after
exactly.
WrestleMania or something.
If you were
But
gonna do that, yeah.
yeah, but like again, like the numbers are gonna like fail, and just to not fail but frail, like going up and down, and just to tie it in with like
Fluctuate
with AEW, like they're trying to move. They have a 1 hour show coming to Fridays called
on Fridays
Rampage at 10 p.m. trying to
at 10 o'clock.
piggyback off some of the SmackDown viewership, but it's like Fridays is hard for wrestling already. Like SmackDown is barely getting through it.
I'm actually very well. Not I wouldn't even say really getting through it. Obviously, this weekend, but like I was gonna say to that point, I'm very surprised that SmackDown has been holding on in regards to numbers, even through the pandemic, even through when they were the empty arena. Like obviously it's empty arena, but I mean at PC, you know, they've held it down. So it's just like to see it's gonna be like you said, it's a Friday night, and then already 8 to 10. You're talking about 10 o'clock.
Yeah, like and then like you said to your point, this is during the pandemic. Everything's opening back up now. So now what are we gonna look at when people start going
That's
outside on
true.
Friday? They're getting ready at 8:30. I don't get ready for wrestling. I got some music bumping and taking shots to get ready to go out on a
And not
Friday
only
night.
that, not even and on top of that, you're saying you're absolutely right in regards to things opening up. It's also hot. Like I was saying this the other day, like damn, it's 80, 90 degrees in May. You know, it doesn't touch 80, 90 degrees unless it's like maybe late June,
Early
then
July.
July.
Yeah.
But it's May. Yeah, it's May. It's already in the 80s, 90s. I'm wearing shorts. Like I don't ever recall me wearing shorts often in May, you know?
Global warming.
So it's like you said, it go right. But that's another topic for another podcast. Um, so like you said, it's opening up, and again, it's hot, and it's the summertime. Like 10 o'clock
That's pushing
with
it.
SmackDown too. Like it's pushing it. I'm not saying they can't do it
But
because
it's gonna
whatever, but
I'll give them this though. They're starting Rampage in August. This is around the time when the summer is ending. People are probably more settled into their homes. So that's a good move on that aspect. So he's gonna be on TBS, I believe, on Fridays. And then they also moving Dynamite starting in January to TBS as well as part of their new
yes,
deal.
yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people are saying
Mm.
this is a bad move, but it's like, is it really a bad move? To me, I feel like TNT is not so much saying that. Well, Warner Media Group is not more so saying they don't believe in AEW. It's more so like they're trying to make a play for the NHL. You know what I mean? Like open up the spot to make sure that they have a spot for NHL. This is with wrestling in general. Wrestling is not
I,
pop. We said this before. Wrestling is not
yeah,
popular enough
we
to
always have this conversation.
compete with regular sports. Just like how on Fox they move SmackDown a couple of times to FS1 for sports. It happens.
Mm.
So like for people to panic, like,
And
oh, Warner Group is not behind them. Nah, they
yeah.
just want real sport, like the sports that they're accustomed to.
No, they're obviously behind them if they signed a new deal and they're giving
Right.
them another slot for another show. And here's the thing: I don't see it being a big thing that just because it's not on TNT, they're not just flipped to TBS.
Right.
Like it's not. It's not like TNT was like such a popping channel that it affects. Where you know what I'm saying? It's not like TNT is Fox or
Right.
TNT is ABC or NBC. It's TNT.
Right. It's
You know,
cable
outside of
regardless.
basketball, outside of basketball, what are they showing on TNT? Like movies and like drama filled series. So it's just like it's not that deep to switch to TBS. So
And
I
to be
think it's a
honest,
good shout out to them that they were able to secure another deal and have another show come in. Go ahead.
I watch TBS more than I watch TNT. I watch TNT for AEW and basketball, and then I switch it off. At night, you know what I'm watching? At night before I go to bed, I'm watching TBS because in the morning when I wake up, I want to watch the George Lopez show. I want to watch like some of the cool shows that I used to watch when I was, you know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
TBS is
okay,
a
this is a fun fact. I didn't know that.
yeah, like I go to sleep with TBS. I can wake up to certain shows, and TBS also has Big Bang Theory. Like you have some dope shows on TBS that could piggyback into Dynamite or after Dynamite. Like people come like tune in early
For
to
sure.
catch it, and then like
And
Conan O'Brien, and there's a lot of stuff on TBS that people watch.
which TNT doesn't have.
I don't even
So
know what else is on
TNT
it.
always has like it like I said, it'd be like random drama movies or
Oh,
drama
Snowpiercer.
series,
I
and
watch
it's just
Snowpiercer.
like,
That's about it.
so you really a fanboy for TBS.
I watch TV in general. I do. I'll be watching movies, TV shows, and all that and above.
Yeah, when you that Friday you ignored me, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm watching a show with the wife," and I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
I'm making her.
okay."
You ever
Did
watch the
you?
following?
No,
The following is like this
no.
old Fox TV show that was about like a cult. So we're on season 2. We just finished season 2. That chick is very good. When I watched it back then, so I'm making her watch it. She's loving it. You should watch it. It's the following. With what's that dude they always make fun of? His name skipped my name. My mind. Never mind. This is a good show. The following.
On that note, I think it doesn't hurt AEW at all, and shout out to them that they're able. I'm intrigued. I wonder why they only did that. They're doing an hour show instead of a 2 hour show. Maybe they're trying to gauge it and see if it picks up. Then they can
Kevin Bacon.
maybe
That's the
start at
guy.
9
Kevin
o'clock or
Bacon.
something like that.
Sorry.
Okay. So yeah. So
But yeah, like
so we'll
to your
see. But
point,
it's a good look.
and to your point, like the hour was kind of weird, and then people was like, "Yo, so why didn't you just give Dynamite 3 hours?" We complained about 3 hours with Raw. Now you want them to give us 3 hours so we can complain about the hour about that? Y'all already complained about the show in general. So let them do what they do and see how it lands. I was wishing that was gonna be 2 hours of Rampage.
Yeah. They for that, but then for that matter, I'm thinking again the Friday thing is iffy. I'm like, what's happening on Thursdays that they couldn't do a 2 hour show on Thursday, especially if it's going to move to TBS? Is there anything conflicting?
Probably baseball.
Because at this, not necessarily. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think the Braves play on TBS.
okay, we have to see about that because I'm just thinking like, if for that matter, if that's what Warner Media is doing, then why don't you just put baseball on TNT? Especially since baseball and basketball doesn't conflict because it's obviously played in different seasons. By the time the baseball season's over, NBA starting.
Yeah.
So it doesn't conflict at all. But whatever. I don't run these channels. I don't know. We don't know. But I would propose instead of Friday, do a 1 hour Friday show. Again, going to the point where it's a Friday night and that's kind of tough, especially that late.
Right.
Doing it on TBS on Thursdays for 2 hours. Now you got the best of both worlds. So
yeah,
we'll see.
I think
anything else you want to
discuss?
discuss?
Probably Thursday when they want to conflict with I think Ring of Impact switched to Thursday, so maybe they didn't want to. But they got the partnership with Impact.
I know the partnership, I guess.
So they can't really go on Thursdays.
I guess.
But to close out the show, I knew it was something. I couldn't think of it. I got it at the last second. Moving on with the show and to close out the show, these NXT releases. How you feeling?
NXT. Well, finally, the dream is over. I can't even recall the word. What was the situation? Essentially, I believe his contract was up, and they chose not to
renew it.
Renew it. So it's like, yeah, it's great, and collectively the wrestling community celebrated, but it's just like you didn't fire him, and that's a glaring red flag for me. You didn't fire him when he needed
They
to be
couldn't.
fired, because I understand. I get that. You're right.
They
You're
couldn't.
right.
They couldn't do it.
You're right. You're right. But it was a it sucks because someone who had such a promising career and had a really good following in regards to fans and just people like really vibing with him,
Right.
his gimmick, you're a shit human being. That's when it
Right.
comes down to. You're a shit human being. And even outside of that scandal, there was multiple reports that said he had behavioral issues, that he was one of the most unprofessional people to work with. And it's just like, yo, again, I'm not trying to make this about a race thing, but it is a race thing. We have to work 10 times harder, right?
Right.
Even no matter how talented we are, or the qualifications that we have to work 10 times harder.
Yeah.
And you had the right look, you had the gimmick, everybody was fucking with it. So I'm not saying you got to be the
It's
absolute
humble.
role model,
Right.
or not even, yeah, you don't have to be a role model, but be a person of character, dignity. Like, come on, son. And it just makes us look bad when there's so many people that look like us, that's trying to get our foot in the door, and you want to be, you don't want any backlash in that regards. Come on, son. You had a pretty good thing going.
Yeah.
And on the main roster, I feel like you would have done a killing too. And you're a shit person, a shit human being. Like, good
Yeah.
riddance. Honestly, good riddance.
And the crazy thing about all of that, like you said, is like he had so much promise from Tough Enough. Everybody was behind him, was mad he didn't win, and he was like organically WWE grown because he came from like the Maryland area, but he learned at the percent like the PC, like that was gonna be their first, like one of their first originals, right? And it's just like you squandered all that away. And I've heard the similar reports, and it's basically he lives his gimmick. So by living your gimmick, you turn a lot of people off. And I get it that you want to stay in gimmick, going to be old school, whatever the case may be. But sometimes you gotta learn how, like, I turn it off because you never know how people's gonna perceive it or accept it. It's a new era. Everybody knows what's happening. We know that's not who you really are. If that's who you really are, then that's how you're acting. Then that's what we're gonna label you as. In terms of his allegations and stuff like that, and how your lawyer snitched on you and said it was a loophole. Like, you know what I'm saying, like those things that don't help you, and when you don't make comments and you don't respond, it hurts your credibility. And like Jenna said, it work 10 times hard for that, for people like us to work to get to those points, especially in this predominantly white male dominated sport. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen people talk about it all the time. Mick Foley speaks about it all the time. You know what I mean? So for you to come in there and then squander this big chance, like, it just hurt. It hurt because at the end
And
of the day,
you
think about just
that
real quick. Think about what happened this week. They released the referee, and they talked about the referee for like 30 minutes. And this whole Dream happened, and Dream just dominated this whole week of terms of releases. They just forgot about the ref that was spewing current hatred. You know what I mean? Because you're a black man, and they're gonna focus on that.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely right. And again, it goes back again. Um, it's not an important point to make, but you're absolutely right. And again, good riddance on both of those releases.
Yeah,
That's we don't you don't need that type of energy in wrestling. Like, I like, let's get rid of all the negative and toxic
bad
people, and
stigmas.
just
Yep.
like start putting in people. Yeah, just start putting in people that work hard and are good people, just want to move the product along, and not spew hatred and all that stuff. So like I said, I'm for it. I think a good majority of people are for it. And if you're not, fuck you. Like,
Keep it moving. Ain't nothing else to talk
keep it
about.
moving. Exactly. So we can finally move on and just focus on people that deserve the spotlight. So
Until
I'm
other
happy
people.
for.
I mean, there's a couple more people that need to be cleared out, but we'll be
Oh,
patient.
for sure, for sure. Specifically on Raw, there's one I think is very crazy that this guy Jackson Ryder, they took him off TV, even everything that he's done or whatever and said, and it's just like
And the same
the
thing we go
other
for Austin
guys from
Theory.
Austin Theory. That's one of the reasons why we switched our pick. But
Right.
again, I just find it funny. What is it, Forgotten Sons or whatever? They're not on TV and they had to apologize for whatever. But this man who actually did what he did is getting
A push.
TV time TV time every Monday.
Allegedly,
Again,
he's in line for a next up for Bobby Lashley down the line.
Nah, I
Yeah,
don't
I read
even.
that.
I'm not saying you didn't read it. I'm just like,
right.
I don't see that. It's just like even outside of the whole what we know, everything he's done. It's just like I don't see that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't see it at all because his character's not even that good, So
I mean, they're gonna feed him to
whatever.
Bobby. Let Bobby,
If that's the case, if you're gonna feed into Bobby and he loses and that's one and done,
Go
then
ahead.
cool. Because again,
Go ahead.
like we said, I think in the War Council, isn't it? It's just so great to see that Bobby is still a champion and holding it down. I think he's doing a better job than McIntyre, in my opinion.
Yeah, he is. He's staying very active and very interesting.
Not even that is because they both act. Yeah, not even that is because he's been very active. It's just I prefer that the character him and MVP is a match made in heaven. So it's just like hopefully that's not the feud that we see. But him and Kofi, that's a big SummerSlam. That's
shout out to Brian H. Waters for bringing that into fruition.
Again, yeah, for sure. He definitely manifested that and said Kofi they should run that back. And, that's a good look for SummerSlam. That's a good card. If you tell me Kofi versus Bobby, Cena versus Roman, maybe Sasha versus
Stop cutting Brock
Sasha
out. Right? SummerSlam is all about Brock versus Bobby.
Sasha versus Bianca, and then Charlotte versus Rhea, because I'm actually enjoying. I was telling someone this that I'm actually enjoying this heel turn for Charlotte. So even though it's kind of similar to what she's done in the past, it just seems she looks great. It seems more motivated, and it's just like really using the whole privilege thing and running with it. So I think that'd be a good. That's when you look at it, that's a good card that would be shaping up for SummerSlam.
Bobby versus Brock, Roman versus John, and
Bobby versus now you cutting out the black man Kofi.
Listen, talking about black Kofi's gonna handle gonna get his shot at Money in the Bank or Hell in a Cell.
Why can't he get it at the second biggest pay per view? Especially we did with Kofi Mania. Why can't this be Kofi SummerSlam?
I love Kofi.
You wildin', son.
But
you not for the culture. You bugging right now.
Yo, Brock is for the culture, so I'm supporting the culture either way.
We're gonna end this off on that note. You gotta go, and I gotta get ready for prepare for going back to work. Or I'll be at work once this airs. So another great episode. We figured we didn't have much to talk about, but we wound up talking enough. So
definitely, if you haven't already, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram at The Mixed Tag Show. Follow us on our personal at
Miss Jenna Baby BAYBEE or
Blue Magic Grind, spell how it sound. Make sure you follow our Twitch at twitch.com/The Mixed Tag Show. Subscribe.
Yes,
we'll be doing some live joints on there.
Yes, not only live shows, but we definitely have some good ideas that we've been talking about it for months, but haven't really pulled the trigger. So we're very excited for what's to come. Keep it locked on the fantasy draft because this is our best season. I'm having a lot of fun with that. Shout out to everybody that's participating.
Yep.
I think we need to start getting our T-shirt and stuff up and running again because I see so many people
definitely asking for our merch.
Not even asking for our merch, but I just see other people really like doing the merch thing, and we get to get that on and popping. So there's a lot of things that I'm excited about. So
definitely. And on that note, Pieces.
Deuces.
Tag show.